Donna, it's Jane. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'd like to go to sleep. And the drums and the singing are going like crazy.
This is the Vocal Super Fry.
Fuck it up! This will be the best! This will be the cat! This will be the keep yourself! This will be the bad enough! They're gonna try! They're gonna try! Give it a beer! Got the alcohol! This will be the uniform! This is where it's gone dark!
About time you learn to turn down the doggone noise and shut up that idiot.
At that, isn't that, look at those clouds, they're beautiful, and it's, they have like...
All right, live.
Well done. Great
Boom.
intro.
Live from
Great
the
intro.
podcast Mecca here at Spiffy Skipjack Studios off Cutthroat Road in Cujo Key, Florida. Look at those clouds, aren't they beautiful tonight? Welcome, everyone. Three Jerks trying to make it work, coming at you, our pilot episode. It's going to be a rough ride, so relax and chill. Don't you Netflix on me. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing tonight?
It's a beautiful thing. I am so happy to be here.
Same here.
You just never know what's going to happen here, but we'll see what happens. I'm working with sunglasses here. It's hard to see, but we need some more lights. We don't have a budget though, so how are we going to work this now? First thing,
You couldn't tell with not having a budget because that intro was epic. I loved it.
Wasn't that epic? You know, that brings back a lot of things going on here. Okay, why don't we? Looks like we got a guy jumping out now on that. Mike, you and I, we're going to have to take the gears.
All right, let's do it. I would like to start by saying GWA. G for good evening, W for welcome, and A, we appreciate you stopping by. Three Jerks trying to make it work. We're just trying to make your day special.
Well, it's Thursday night. It's payday. Hopefully you're half in the bag by now after getting a couple of 40 coolie ones and stuff. So you just want to sit back and enjoy some time. Put us on while you do the dishes. Put us on while you're jacking it. Put us on while you're bored. Not much to look at right now. Maybe that'll change. Looks like Jerk 3 is trying to do a little strip show for us right now. How you doing there?
I'm live in front of your naked steaming eyes.
I'm actually doing it from the outside, and one of our neighbors heard us, and they are so excited that Three Jerks trying to make it work is premiering. They just want to say hi very quickly.
Oh, is that so? They calling the police yet?
Hi?
Oh, no. This isn't a children's show.
She just wants to say hi.
That's why we go on at 8 o'clock.
She came all the way over from the end of the block. She lives on the other side of the block.
No, I understand that's YouTube safe harbor is 8 o'clock. Then you can say whatever the fuck you want. Right? So who are you guys? Who are you guys, man? I mean, why the disguises? What's going on?
I don't know yet.
Jerk 3?
Still trying to find yourselves?
Yeah, I mean,
or you try not to be found.
We're all trying to like pursue the dream that we had, trying to be part of the broadcast medium, right? But we also have normal jobs, and if this goes off the rails, which it may go south, very quickly, we want to at least still have those regular jobs. Jerk 3, what do you think?
I've been rejected from pretty much everything in life, and I'm still just really just trying to grease anything I can to fit into any small orifice I can.
That's what he said.
Yeah. So
that's right. And that goes for the
we don't have to be famous. No one has to know who we are. I mean, trust me, if you saw us, there's nothing big about any of us, right? Nothing spectacular happening here.
Well, good. That's because I have nothing to lose. I'd put my bare ass on this screen if it didn't matter to anybody.
That must be a great feeling, like
It
having
is.
nothing to lose.
Get
I
a
mean,
little
what
bit
is
of freedom. So it gives me the time to put into the show here. So, do what the jerk says and watch this podcast.
And you have you.
So what do
done
people?
very well.
We're gonna try to do this on Thursday nights from 8 o'clock, maybe till 9 or 9:30. We'll try to get you in tucked in before bed. This will just kind of take the edge off the day on that. And there's a way here we can get comments rolling too. I think we got this happening now.
Well
A
done.
lot of your comments show up on the thing. We're still kind of learning the bells and whistles here for the free version. If we're never going to ask for money here, that's bullshit.
Right.
All right. No monetization, none of that stuff. We're just free, and
right.
it's going to work out that way on that. So the disguises for now, maybe later, once we can afford facelifts and some do-overs and stuff, we can get the maybe we can take down the masks or so. But until then, hey, enjoy it, right?
Profound words from a nomadic man.
What's that?
Profound words from a nomadic man.
It's all good.
And this shows that, just hearing the sounds in the background, obviously you could hear the kiddos. So that we're dedicated parents. We're also dedicated, we're dedicated to like the meeting of being, professional broadcasters. So in a way, you're going to have the lunacy, but you're also going to have a professional product. Wow, there you go. And there's one of the kiddos on cue.
Oh, man.
Look at her. Adorable. And that's another reason why we're doing the podcast, because as much as we love being parents, like you definitely need, a mind break where you could just have fun,
Well, this will lead us to the next question here on that. Just trying to feel our roots here and give our listeners an idea of, where we came from. We used to work together on a lot of things together, so we're pretty tight as far as getting things going and stuff. Where do you see yourself in 1 year? Besides 1 year older, 1 year wiser, you still see yourself being a jerk or what?
No collusion.
No collusion.
No, I could emphatically say that if I'm known as Jerk 2 on this show. So if the old Jerk 2 from like 20, 25 years ago saw Jerk 2 now, he would be floored. Like, in other words, if somebody came up to me 25 years ago and said, you'd be married, you'd have kids, you'd have a respectable job, I'd be like, there's no way. I'd be, you can't be serious. Like, you mean I wouldn't be married? I'd be at a bar somewhere drinking fish bowls every night. Yes, then I'd agree with you. But yeah, this is a mind trip. Life in general is a mind trip for me.
Well, life is a privilege because
the
alternative's different there. We got
Well
our first
said.
comment. Look at this. We got Dave B. Says, I'm edgy today and need some jerks.
That's
Right on.
beautiful.
Well,
That's what we're
maybe
here for.
I'm not here for that action. I'll meet you behind the dumpster at Wendy's if you're edgy and need some jerks, man. You know what I'm saying?
You might have to cue the sperm-laden cupcakes.
If you
Wow.
gotta use the big hole in the fence, you got to slip a bigger bill in there. The smaller hole, you can do smaller denominations. That's the only rule. Okay.
Yeah, Jerk 3 was leading. He was talking about one of the stories that's out. Because again, another example of how we're really going to try to be a sort of professional is we all have the news feed. So we're all going to try to keep you. If something happens, 3 jerks will make it happen for you, right? You'll know about it here first. If you want new, updated, to-the-minute news, we will give it to you. And the newest thing that came out was that there was a middle school teacher who wanted to do a really good thing. I'm sure it started out well. She wanted to reward her students with cupcakes. Little did she know there was a special sauce that her husband was putting in the cupcakes, and you could figure out what that special sauce is. We do have a little one here, so I don't want to get too into what
A little bit of baby batter.
Yeah. So, and all you need to do, whoever is listening, Dave B, whoever's listening, just picture that person, picture those kids, eating that cupcake. I mean, that's nasty.
You
But
know,
yeah, they just got busted.
yeah, good. Well, we need more folks here. We got Dave Beast. He's got the typing frenzy tonight. He's asking if any free promotional stuff for the fans. I'll tell you what. Tonight we're giving a ticket giveaway. We're giving away 2 tickets to Paul Anka in Fort Lauderdale. What do you think of that, Davey B? Huh?
That's amazing.
What do you think of that? Stay tuned and you'll hear more. And if you got nothing to do February 22nd, you can get your ass down to Fort Lauderdale. Jesus Christ, see the guy before he kicks off.
And Paul Anka's no slouch. He wrote all the greatest hits that we all grew up on.
Yeah.
You know,
it was the Tonight Show theme.
You love it. You know it. You love it still.
The Tonight Show theme he wrote too. Imagine how rich he got off of that.
We got Paulie D messaging me about the background, saying that he can't really see our faces.
Yeah, no shit, Paulie.
Right. That's the way it is. That's the way it's
told him. That's purposeful, and I don't think he gets it.
Well, you know what? We can have him on sometime, and maybe he'll want to show his face, and then we'll see where that goes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now that leads to a question, and I have this with a lot of people. You guys tell me, would you, if you had the choice, would you rather be famous and rich and go all over the place, or the other side of the coin is that you could still be semi-rich, not too famous, and still be able to walk down the street? Which would you choose?
No, the latter of the two, no doubt. Being famous today is not what it used to be. You can't get away with anything today. Trust me, I'm famous, okay? It's not fun.
I agree with you.
Trust me, I wish I could be unfamous. It would help a lot.
I totally agree with you, because there's a lot of people who we walk by all the time. You'd never know it. They're heads of movie companies making mint, like, 6-figure salaries. There's accomplished musicians who could sell out theaters and arenas, and we'd never know who they were walking down the street. That's the kind of person that I would pick to be.
That's okay. That's all right.
What about you, Jerk 3?
I mean, I was famous in 3 of my past lives,
right?
And, it just never lived up to to my expectations.
Right.
So overrated.
Famous is a mean drug.
Right. You're right.
Drugs are a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
That's true.
Drug is a hell of a meth. Anyway, look at those clouds. They're beautiful, aren't they?
What was that drug thing that I sent you the other day from, was he an artist? I don't do drugs. I am the drugs.
The drugs do me.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great quote. I don't do drugs. I am drugs.
So do you think we're going to be doing this show in 1 year from now, 6 months from now, maybe next week? You think, what are you thinking, man?
Well, look at my avatar.
It's working.
I hope so.
We got babies in the studio.
Yeah, side 928. Just for the rest of us, it's not being able to see you on purpose. Yeah, but
Yes.
That's just the way it is right now. We're like Kiss. Think of it that way.
Right. Again, we want to keep our respectable jobs.
Yeah.
Here's where we're allowed to just be whatever we want to be.
Yeah.
We all have that in life, And this is where we were like, hey, let's do this. And Jerk 3 created this behind us. And it's incredible. We're allowed to do whatever we want, say whatever we want, and not be held accountable in our real life.
That's great. That's exactly. I'll cheer to that. I see doing a show like this a year from now. And if it's not just, if it's not the 3 of you guys, it's with other guys, no.
Right.
We'll find anybody that'll want to be famous, So.
Right. Like the Grateful Dead, the Grateful Dead, or any band that we know that has changed forever.
Yeah, we'll pick up someone at Terrapin Station and just put them in front of the mic.
Yeah, that always was comical. Like, in the first 10 years, it was like, we're brothers. No one could separate us. And then, after the money rolls in and then somebody leaves, it's like, okay, here comes another person. We're brothers. We're going to conquer the world. 2 other people leave. Okay, we're brothers again. Like, in other words, there's no loyalty. The money's rolling in. You keep the gravy train going no matter what.
Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna have a great show. I vision this show like, at least if you're gonna ask me what my approach is, this is gonna be like a modern day Farmer's Almanac. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you the fucking temperature or what it's gonna be like in March or something. I don't give a shit about that, but I have a lot of information for you and some handy stuff that I think you might like. This is more like a Farmer's Almanac for adults, though, and it's a modern day. It takes the edge off of the old Ben Franklin shit that you read in there.
Just so everybody knows, Jerk One is the most educated out of all of us. So anything truthful, anything that has to be documented, he's our source.
Yeah.
Jerk 2 and Jerk 3, we just bring comedy relief.
A healthy dash of bullshit doesn't hurt. We're gonna have guests on. We're gonna keep people riveted. We're gonna keep it light.
Yep.
And what is this show not gonna be though? What are you not ever gonna see on this show?
Our faces.
Yeah.
What's that?
Our faces.
Our faces.
Well, you know what it's not gonna be? It's not gonna be like just us going on and on and on and thinking that we're like special and people
we're on
want to
16
hear.
minutes already. That bullshit, so
It's going to be, in my eyes, and I'm going to be like hip now with all the kids. In my IMO, which means in my opinion, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's going to be. Sometimes you go around these podcasts and like people just keep talking like. People want to tune in to hear what they have to say, even if it's boring as hell. Like, hopefully, we're going to keep it like this little angel behind us here. Look at that. Listen to that. She's adorable.
No, and let's make a little confession here that we did do radio together. I'm more comfortable sitting behind a mic like this. I don't mind showing it, but
Same here.
so it works out on there.
Same here.
We're going to have interviews. What you're not going to see from me is poor fucking grammar. And we're never going to say, let's save that for another podcast. Because A, we're on the podcast now.
Yeah.
And B, you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. So, let's talk about it now. There is no time.
Then we're not going to be regurgitating, political views or religious views or vaccine views or any of that garbage.
Right.
If somebody wants to come on and talk it, I'm like a big, you can talk. Just don't take up all my time. This is
right.
Freedom, man.
Like one thing I do want to touch upon is like there's some current news in the world. Like what is Jerk 1 and Jerk 3 stance on Bob Saget's death? Do you think there's more to come?
Oh yeah.
With how he died?
Oh, there's definitely something massively shady happening there with that head trauma.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now, Jerk 1, are you up to date with it?
Yeah, I'd like to believe what I read personally, especially if it's on the internet. So
originally it came out that he just hit his head and he didn't deal, and he went to sleep. But most recently it came out that he got like his head.
I heard his head exploded.
Yeah, there was like major trauma. His eyes were all bloodshot. Blood was coming out. In other words, my theory is that he may have been involved maybe in something that went wrong, and somebody kind of maybe made him pay for making a mistake, and they staged him in his bed. All speculation.
Of course.
But I mean, I just think it's amazing
Who's got the
how
echo?
it's unfolded.
Yeah, where's the echo coming from?
I don't know.
Whoops! Look at this. The CIA did it, just like Hendrix.
Hendrix. It's so sad. Hendrix had that whole Lady Electric Land studio ready for him. He had it all built to his specifications, and he kicked the bucket. I mean, how bad? That's tough.
What I find amazing is his family protected his identity over the years for commercials and things like that. He wouldn't involve them in endorsements or anything.
I agree.
And he's been a mystery in many ways, but a lot of generations have not seen him on Nike commercials and stuff. He hasn't remained relevant in certain ways too. So there's a disadvantage to that. But at the same time, you fall into the to the annals of music history.
I agree, but he'll never lose his clout in the music world. I mean, anybody who plays guitar from beginner until like legendary status, they all reference Hendrix as the top dog.
Okay.
How about this little angel sings us a song? Can she
We got
sing?
a little churve here. Sing a song.
What can she sing?
Go ahead. What does the
Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark.
come
Yeah.
on, girl.
What do you think? Can you sing?
She loves it.
Yeah. Or how about what's her favorite TV show? Does she know Sophia the First?
She likes everything from Go Dog Go to Paw Patrol and what else?
Okay.
All
Does
right.
she like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
All right, guys. So I'm going to put a stop to this part of the show. I'm going to be a real dick and say let's keep moving, man. I don't care about the start song. I don't care.
I think it's time for a Tardos interlude.
Oh yeah, commercial for Tardos. Good point.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Where are we here? Tonight's
Tardos
broadcast is brought to you by Tardos cereal. Oops. Three Jerks try to make it work. It's sponsored by Tardos cereal tonight. Tardos cereal because Captain Crunch is a bitch. Or did he just take a shit on that? It has wheelchair marshmallows and it's fortified. We love Tardos. And Tardos is sending us a lot of free stuff. And we'll show off some of those wares later. And if you want some, we can arrange for it as well.
Tardos, they'll make you shit yourself twice.
That's excellent.
What do you think, Mike? Are you looking forward to your first bowl of Tardos?
I'm sorry, why were you calling me Mike? My name's Jerk 2.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a problem. Jerk 2.
Jerk 2's Tardos name is Mike.
Jerk 2.
If you're a Tardo.
Seeing this dude on the cover of the cereal box reminds me of the gentleman who was in the Special Olympics who hit a 3-pointer the other day to win one of the games, which was just epic. No one thought he could do it.
Oh,
He was playing and he shot it just like Seth Curry.
Get out.
Switched for 3-pointer. Yes. Won the game. Love it. Love it. So, and he's almost as good as Tom Brady. You guys care about Tom Brady?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm the only one. Go ahead, Jerk 3.
You know, I didn't like him in New England. I liked the fact that he went to another team and decided to make it happen again.
Jerk 3, what were you saying? I hear you, Jerk 1.
No, I was just supporting your view. I agreed. What it like an epic athlete, incredible, and there's probably one of the best athletes ever. I think safe to say that he's that good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. My theory is that he's not retired fully. And he grew up as a San Francisco 49er fan. Some people are talking about it. But again, if you want to hear breaking news, you come to Three Jerks trying to make it work. You will see in the next couple months or however long it takes, Tom Brady will be the next quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. You watch.
Isn't Garoppolo pretty good, though? Is he still there? Or is that
He's on his way out. Now, Jerk 1. This is what the world of football has come to. They drafted a quarterback, okay? But usually back in the day, when you drafted a quarterback, it was known that they weren't going to take over right away. They'd have to, learn their way for a couple years. Well,
it should be that way still. It's not. I'm a Jets fan.
Basically told Garoppolo, they said, hey, listen, we're taking him and we'll keep you for this year, but after this year, you're out. And he knew that in the beginning of the year. So what does he do? He plays lights out, depending on who you talk to. Garoppolo is like a love him or hate him type quarterback. Yeah. But he played lights out, got him all the way to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, they call him Gentleman G, right?
They're still not committed to him. They're like, hey, you're out. So that's personally what makes me think Tom Brady will be the next quarterback because he's got to go to a situation where all the pieces are in place, right? To go to the last Super Bowl and ride out on top.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
You know what? Next time, we should maybe we should invite Baby Jerk 3 back on the air.
Baby Jerk 3?
Is that her name? Is that what
Baby
we're gonna call
Jerk
her?
3. Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like she wants to go back on. I didn't mean to make her cry.
no, you didn't. Dude. You did not at all.
I feel bad now.
Now, see, that's the difference. In the beginning of the podcast, you asked, like, what would you? What was the question? Something about your.
I said no fucking kids on the show. Didn't I say that or no?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Well, now see, there's dedication for Jerk 3. He's trying to do the podcast and be a dad. I mean,
Yeah, I know. That's tough.
That is great.
tough.
Man. That all dads out there would love that.
Maybe we should give him the Paul Anka tickets.
Yeah.
Is that a little collusion or what? If we give them to our own guys there.
That's a great idea.
I don't know.
But,
So, what do you want to talk about?
I'll tell you what.
I got about the hour here, and we want to kind of flip the page. We got to know each other.
Yep.
I want to talk about Spotify for a minute. I just want to talk about my bread and butter here. One day I aspire to be on Spotify, or is that no longer cool, or is that not woke, or what? I still want to be able to have a good venue. And if
what do you mean?
Well, with Joe Rogan, and then Neil Young got involved, and they wanted to, take off Rogan or take me off, and
Yeah.
it's kind of done that
back.
way.
Neil Young is back. It came out the other day.
Really?
He's back. He came back.
What, did Warner Brothers twist his arm?
Yeah, probably. You know how that works. I mean, who knows?
The almighty
When we were
dollar speaks.
younger, Jerk One, when we were younger, we thought exactly what was on the surface. Like, oh, there's a fight between Joe Rogan and Neil Young, and they both hate each other now, and that's why Neil Young's going. But now that you're older, right, you realize, okay, there's a manager who's sitting in an office and saying, how could we get more attention to both our artists on Spotify? Let's cause a fight. You know what I mean?
You think you're like conspiracy about this? That they're being
Well,
controlled?
I'm saying, I mean, Rogan always said nice things about Neil Young. He never, and I don't really know exactly what they were fighting about. I love Neil Young. I can honestly say I've never listened to Joe Rogan ever. So
Yeah.
I always get him mixed up. I thought he was the MMA guy. I always think he's Dana White.
Yeah, and he could do 4-hour interviews with people too.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him. You know what? I apologize. I've seen him. Diamond Dave. I've seen Diamond Dave on there.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, I mean, hey, it is what it is. They're going to make money.
Well, if he's back in the fold, everyone's happy. He keeps his mouth shut, and maybe Rogan puts a disclaimer on his show, and everyone's happy. They'll make a little bit of money there.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Right. And Neil Young has got nothing to worry about because he's going home and he's hanging out with the girl from Splash, right?
Have you seen her lately? Do a Google search on her, man. It looks like she splashed into a wall.
She did what? She didn't hold up too well? I thought she did.
No.
She's not Christy Brinkley, basically.
A lot. She couldn't shine Christy Brinkley's boots. Okay.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know how Christy Brinkley does it. Not to disparage.
Had a lot there too, man. I mean, I know she's a bit. She's a wild girl, and that probably takes off on the age a bit. But there's another one right up with Christy Brinkley.
Who's
she
that?
Had a few DUIs too. I think she's a party girl too. No.
Who's that?
Christy Brinkley. Didn't she get in a little trouble?
Yeah, she may have. I mean, she was
Yeah,
a
she
party.
married Billy Joel out there, right?
Absolutely. And
when she got remarried, when she remarried to an architect out of New York, Billy Joel gave her him and her husband some bicycles for wedding gifts, some fancy mountain bikes. She still goes out and gets a DUI, and then her old man is cheating on an intern in the at the old firm there. So go figure. So they got a daughter still, so they can go out gallivanting together and do mom-daughter shit. But that's about it. You know what? Put a book on it.
Well, you mentioned Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley. The legend goes that Billy Joel was playing piano in Jamaica or somewhere in the Bahamas. And picture this. Now, talk about here's you and I and Jerk 3. We got 3 jerks trying to make it work. We're on this little podcast, right? Now, there's another dude, Billy Joel, has a whole different life. He goes to the Bahamas. He's playing piano, and he's got Cindy Crawford. I believe it was Cindy Crawford on one side, Christy Brinkley on the other. Right, like play. I mean, it's not fair. It just isn't fair. But yeah, she has aged well, just like you said. But not to get in hot water here. Someone who hasn't aged well, and I'm very sad about it because I always loved her. Was what's her name? The girl from Sex and the City. I can't think of her name.
Wouldn't know it. I never watched the show. I'm going to play real dumb on that. What you're going to find, listeners, is that I have a lot lacking in my head on certain subjects. They're empty.
Well, that's the example I'm setting. You are the educated one. You don't need to know that stuff.
I'm educated on Christy Brinkley.
I think it's Sarah Jessica. Isn't it Sarah Jessica Parker or something?
She's one of them, I think. Yeah.
I think it is.
Bruce Gender age.
She looks like she's 80. I feel bad for her. I'm like, now she don't feel bad for herself. She's, trillions upon trillions of dollars. She's actually worth $200 million. Okay. But I mean, she's only 45 or something, I think.
Wow. That's hard, man. Flip those numbers and you're still being generous.
Yeah. And like, if you see her, like the other day I saw her, and, I get it. She's got a makeup person and they're trying to make her look great. So I'm sure the idea was, let's put her hair back, doll her up. And she did look phenomenal. But there's no hide in age, right? There's just no hide in age. Father Time, you can't stop it.
It's like you can't coach height in basketball, It's like that kind of thing with the beauty and the age. They either go hand in hand or they ditch each other.
Well, that's the thing. Here's a question I have for you, Jerk One. I have a major question for you. This is going to get, sometimes we do get deep on this podcast. I have noticed lately that the people that I grew up with, that I watch on TV, that I see in movies, that are broadcasters, I look at them after I haven't seen them in a while, and I'm like, wow, they got super old. And then I find out their age, and they're right around my age. But then when I look at myself, I'm like, I don't feel like I look at myself as I look totally old. So my question to you, Jerk One, is it just my own wishful thinking that I am not looking old and they are just aging more rapidly than I am? Or
you ever grow marijuana, Mike? Or Mike, no, I'm sorry, Jerk.
Yeah, come on. Come on, dude. Unbelievable.
What would Bruce Jenner say at the moment like this?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is,
Jerk 2.
Have you ever grown plants, Jerk 2?
No, I have not. What do you mean?
If you look every day, they don't seem to change.
Okay.
But if you go away on vacation and you come back, you notice they've grown a lot.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing. You live with yourself, you're not going to notice Father Time scraping at you.
Right.
But you walk away from yourself for a little while, like you'll go on a bender for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Or wind up a slave to the cosmetic surgeon. Then you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're not going to recognize yourself.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a good way. All right. Yeah. Because I see these people who are my age, although there is one person, Jennifer Lopez, who looks phenomenal. She's exactly my age. And I'll never forget it. She did the Super Bowl. And my daughter was like, dude, she's your age. Like, what happened to you, But yeah, I look at older, some people who are a little older, and I'm like, wow, they look like, 70. Yeah. And I'm like, shit, do I look that old too? I don't know. I don't think I do.
The osteoporosis didn't set in yet.
Nah, I said before, age is a privilege. We're good to be here. I don't care what package I'm in,
I agree.
Along the way.
I agree. In fact, I'll go even deeper on you, Jerk One. Today, I saw an old man getting pushed by his aide, and he was in a wheelchair. And I was saying to myself, do I want to grow old to be that way? And then I thought, you know what? He experienced his whole life, probably got to see his kids grow up, got grandkids. Now he's sort of on the way out in a way, and he's getting pushed around. Just sort of, it goes full circle. Now he's back in his carriage getting pushed around. There's nothing wrong with that. What do you think?
Everyone has their own philosophical approach to old age on that. Those are fortunate enough to be able to ponder that. There's a couple good YouTube videos of some like people in their 90s talking about that. I listened to a few.
Right.
I think it's like going to a store and you go up and down the aisles enough times and you kind of get bored with stuff, and eventually you don't recognize the things on the shelves, so you just decide to leave the store. You lose interest.
I just want creature comforts in my old age. If I'm wearing Depends undergarments, I need Wi-Fi in those things, because then I have to explain to the crustaceans in my underpants why they got to be so disappointed they can't stream Hulu.
Yeah, Jerk 3. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then I got to explain how it's way too expensive, and there's like tech challenges, and that's got them clawing up on me all day.
But I mean, like Jerk 3, you're a great example. I just picture you as forever youthful, right? I mean, I know nobody could see you right now, but like if you knew Jerk 3, he's super energetic, always forever youthful. A guy who comes to mind is Johnny Knoxville. He's the same way, but he's a perfect example of somebody I saw recently, and I was like, wow, he's rocking the gray hair. He looks old. Or John Bon Jovi, another guy, rocking the gray hair, and I'm like, whew, they're getting old, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Jersey guy they named a rest stop after and he moved to Florida? that Bon Giovanni, right? From O'Sayreville. Bon Giovanni, yeah. He used to sweep floors at the record studio, his uncle's record studio. I know that guy. How's that kid doing?
You can't say anything about Bon Jovi. Come on.
How's that kid doing?
He's the best, man. He's feeding the homeless with his Soul Kitchen. Nod to Mr. Jim Morrison, of course, one of our favorites.
No. Dude, I'm not a leather pants sniffer, okay, man? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, but I mean, he's giving back to the people, man. He's got so many soul kitchens out there. You basically can go in there and eat for free. And
you know what? Talk about eating. Let me break this up a little bit and give you some recipes. We're talking about feeding the homeless and stuff. I'm the guy you should go to because I got some recipes here for you. I got some homemade whiskey and I got some squirrel cakes for you. What do you think about this?
Tell us, what's about the homemade whiskey? What's that all about?
Beautiful. Hooch.
Homemade Irish whiskey. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but you do those little ingredients here. You get yourself some wheat and raisins, potatoes, a couple lemons, some oranges, stuff like that. Yeast, that's going to make it work better.
Off the scum.
3 pounds of sugar and 9 pints of water. How to get
Beautiful.
fucked up on homemade Irish whiskey.
Now, have you ever made this?
A couple times, yeah. It's I make it and I give it to the homeless guys, and they're cool with it.
That's
It works out. You throw all that wheat, raisins, and sliced lemons and oranges into the fermenting vessel, which I think from a legal standpoint, you can't really get into what that is, but I'm sure you can figure it out.
Right.
Clean the potatoes, boil them, skim off the scum.
Right.
Take the boiled potatoes liquid, pour that shit into the fermenting vessel, and then you're going to put that in the sugar in there and add that and let it chill. Put in the yeast. And it's going to ferment for 10 days. 10 days is all you need for this whiskey stuff. Strain that stuff. Strain the liquor into a gallon jar. Put some more sugar in that jar, and it's going to cool off. And then it says the old recipe book, cover that shit till all fermentation has ceased, or St. Patrick's Day, whichever is sooner. You know what? I think it's about 18 days to St. Patrick's Day. That'd probably suit you up just fine if you do it maybe this weekend.
That is incredible. So
you can get yourself a nice gallon of swill that way. Swish.
So it does take 10 days.
At least, yeah. For those who want this recipe, you send, leave a message on the screen and I'll email it to you or something. But I tell you, this stuff is great. Every week you're going to have a new homemade recipe on how to get fucked up at home on the cheap. That's part of what the show is all about.
Why not?
This is great research, man.
That is very good.
And then, with homeless guys, you got Bon Jovi serving homeless people with fancy china and, donate what you want, man. Well,
and
you
then
know
you're
what?
giving them homemade whiskey and then
homemade
washing
whiskey
down the free
and
food with it. That's great.
Yeah, fucking greasy squirrel cakes, man. What do you say about that?
What is that all about?
Those little tree rats, you shoot them down, you take them.
Hold on a second. That is my animal. That's my spirit animal, dude. Squirrels are the best.
Squirrel?
Are
You're
you
nuts.
serious? They're the best.
Yeah, you're nuts, man.
Come on. You know what? After this podcast tomorrow, all the listeners and all of us, our homework is sit by a tree. Hopefully, there's a bunch of trees around and watch squirrels jump from like 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
No worries at all. Run up and down the tree. They are a blast to watch. And you can do it. I've done it for a long time. You'd only have to do it for 5 minutes. That's your homework.
Can I tell you one thing, Jerk, too?
Yes.
I had a tree cut down. This is an oak tree. It's about 100+ feet. I had that cut right down by professionals in my backyard. Now, this thing was just epic because not only witnessing the the professionals cutting the tree down and watching all of that hoopla and seeing squirrels diving, and I'm talking diving 80, like 90 feet off the top, hitting the ground. I mean, almost exploding out, and then just like looking around like, oh shit, what just happened to me? And taking off, surviving that jump and that impact is incredible. I mean, they probably a couple of them shit on impact, but it was amazing. So I'm seeing this thing, and they finally cut this tree down, and I would say like at least 75% of this tree was gutted out by ants. And yeah, that's right. So the whole thing was like eaten out by ants. You had about 2 inches of bark left in diameter around this entire thing. And you're saying, how the hell does that happen?
Right.
I'm telling you, Jerk, too, one good storm, and that thing would have been landing on my pregnant wife.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
How tall was it?
It was 100+. I'm going with like about 115, maybe 120.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. That's a big old tree.
Yeah, and with the lean, if you look at the way, the angle on this thing, this thing is just like it's just impending doom. It was hanging over us like, like really just ready to go. It would have taken out part of the house. It would have taken us out.
Yeah, well, that's what you're right. Squirrels, man, and that's why we're talking about Squirrels.
Yeah.
Jerk One is talking about it but squirrels are the best, man.
You
we
missed
keep
out.
going.
You
Let's
missed
hear
out on you missed out on a charitable opportunity to feed your fellow man when that tree fell. I'll tell you.
There's families jumping out of that thing.
Well, you gotta crack a few eggs.
Now,
to make
Jerk One, why do you oppose squirrels?
I don't oppose squirrels. I just think they're plentiful around and you can eat them. That's great.
Have you ever eaten a squirrel?
I don't remember.
I wonder if our listeners, if anybody's listening, if they've eaten a squirrel.
I ate a rabbit once.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food town.
I've never eaten anything exotic. I mean, steak, chicken, that's it. What about you, Jerk 3?
Just some frog legs and something I can't identify because there was a night, I think, we may have spoken about this in the past, and I'm not even sure if I'm free to speak of this. But there was a night with some oxys and some poop. It was real weird. Maybe it's a story for another night. But that night,
no, it isn't.
Another podcast.
What's the rule? Jerk One, tell them what the rule is.
Yeah, this is a podcast. There isn't another podcast.
That's right. Tell us.
Tell us about
There was celebrity. There was housewarming. This thing went off, and I remember I brought a bottle of champagne. I think it was a Clicquot. I don't remember how this bottle ended up in the hands of a radio DJ. All I know is that this thing, the top went off. It hit some chick square in the eye. She went down. And the next thing, and it was like immediately, like we were all drunk and we were upstairs. There was a flow of some type of pharmaceutical, what looked like oxys. They were being crushed. They were being, literally snorted and inhaled. And it was just like, it was like you went from zero to like you shit yourself. We were, the next thing you know, I found myself in a bathroom upstairs. Yeah. Okay. So I was downstairs. Now I'm upstairs. My pants are around my ankles. And I remember I'm peeing in the toilet and something strange came over me. I lost balance. I started falling backwards, and I just remembered the tub catching the bottom part of my legs, and I fell backwards. I reached up, I grabbed the shower rod, that broke in half. I ended up hitting the tub, shitting on impact, and I'm trying to figure out what to do next.
And
Here
you
I am.
hold on a second. So you don't even know this person. You have no idea who owns this house
I
or
don't.
anything.
Yeah, I don't remember how I got there. I was with
Wow.
a singer of a band who had some. There was some influence there. She had some following. She had a name, and it was like, all right, we're gonna do this
She
thing.
had a name.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, and
Gee.
there was threesomes going on in the bedroom outside of the bathroom, and all I can remember is at this point I'm grabbing for toilet paper and I'm trying to clean up this mess. Now remember, I shit on impact. The tub is full of human excrement.
Number two.
Right. Yeah, and I'm trying to clean this up. It's like I'm scooping it out like a monkey. I'm throwing it into the toilet, and I'm filling the toilet with toilet paper. Next thing you know, I'm flushing. Then I just remember about 2 inches of water being in the bathroom at that point. Toilets overflowing, and so I'm like, I have to get out of here. I open up the door. There's a line of people waiting to go to the bathroom, and all this water and all this shit and everything's going on, and it's a white carpet, and I'm tracking like poop prints into this bedroom, and there's like threesomes going on, and there's more drugs being done, and I just remember I grabbed some girl, I made out with her, went downstairs, and I'm still half naked. I'm full of shit, and I just couldn't figure out what happened. I drove home that night, projectile vomiting out of the driver's side of the car, because here I am driving 90 miles per hour through the Holland Tunnel. Don't remember how like any of this was possible. Didn't get arrested, and made it home safely, and I was fine in the morning.
You were fine in the morning? Seriously?
I really had the most mild hangover possible.
Wow. Maybe that's why everybody does it, man. I mean, that right there, when I was a kid, heroin scared the hell out of me. And so I never did that. And now that I'm older, Oxy and all that stuff. Like if I ever have to go to the doctor or something, I go to the hospital. They give you Oxy, right, as a painkiller. And it's like, I don't want any of that shit. But I mean, maybe that's why people do it, because but yeah, that's insane. And do you think somebody in that party maybe was going around just spiking everybody's drink? You think that's what it was?
I mean,
It was other kids. They ran that way.
Yeah, it's like, yes, right. I mean, we've all seen movies on things like this, but I can't be sure. I just know that it's like I was in the presence of something that I really just couldn't explain.
Jerk one. It reminds me of the scene in the casino with Fear and Loathing, where they're all messed up in that casino, and like
he throws the toaster in the bathtub.
I mean, talk about Hunter Thompson, right? I mean, wouldn't that dude would be great to hang out with?
Yeah, and Jerk too. The only thing I left out was that the downstairs ended up flooding. Now you have to remember, this is a housewarming party, and like essentially
a house flooding party.
Yeah, and you have somebody moving in here. This is their new place. It's a really nice place. It's Jersey City, and they had this like really epic apartment. And and I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying to myself, gosh, it's like all of this water just literally flooded the kitchen from the upstairs bathroom. Just
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, that dude must have not been too happy.
It went down like that. I mean, it's safe to say that.
Well, I don't think it was your fault. I mean, if you don't know what was going on, and you didn't, 1 minute you're there greeting everybody, and the next minute you're zooted out of your mind.
Yeah,
I don't think it's your fault. What do you think, Jerk One?
I wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
Part of it I like being the part of being zooted out of your mind, I heard.
Yeah, well, that brings up to mind the whole fentanyl thing and the whole crisis. And that we said we weren't getting political on it. We won't. But, as parents, we did say we were all parents.
Yeah.
That shit scares the hell out of me. I mean, the fact that it's able to just get infiltrated. And I mean, let's not be stupid. When we were kids, it was cocaine. Everybody was able to, then it was acid that made it into the small towns. But this fentanyl, man, I mean, once you get it, it seems like there's no way out, man. Kids are.
I lost a friend. I lost a friend to some painkillers back in the day. I mean, he had a bad car accident. It was just like straight up a massive back injury that just it was the only prescription was these painkillers, which ended up in a massive addiction, which resulted in the guy's death. And I mean, he's still young. I mean, and it turned from pills to alcohol and then into both, and right. he just never escaped its grip. And that was it. I mean, it's a shame because
and there's a documentary about it too. And again, we won't get political on it, but it's similar to like the movie The Fugitive, when Harrison Ford finds out that his buddy's like making this drug, and the only way he can make this drug is if he kills Harrison Ford and frames him, or not kills Harrison Ford, kills his wife and frames Harrison Ford for the murder. And Harrison Ford comes back and finds out that it's his friend who framed him. But the documentary about the fentanyl, this family, this real rich family who donates and all this money, knowingly knew that fentanyl was highly addictive and put it out there for people and didn't give a fuck. They just wanted the money train coming in. So
yeah, that's
just my little two cents on the whole fucking thing. I think it's crazy.
Absolutely. It did. I heard you loud and clear, man. And it's a brutal reality that just, I don't know, it just doesn't go away.
Can I change gears for a minute to
delve in? Go right ahead.
I want to delve into the mind of Lenny Dykstra for a minute.
Sure.
He got into a fight with what's his name? Richard Marx.
Okay.
The 80s guy with all his pop songs.
Yeah.
This goes back to Ricky Schroeder, former Silver Spoons actor, and he was in some cop show, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, much
he was
later,
in Silver Spoons, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he supports the truckers in Canada, right? So he says, let's shut down DC, let's shut down this place, that place. And Richard Marx reacts to Ricky Schroeder on email. He says, well, Ricky Schroeder needs to shut down his mouth. So that's all that Lenny Dykstra needed was to jump on somebody.
Right.
So, he goes off. Laugh out loud, Marxist dickhead. Shut the fuck up, Marxist dick. At least he/him doesn't have to worry about the badass Truckers for Freedom getting fired up by playing any of his awful calculated to be radio friendly music, in quotes.
Right.
Real men hate that crap, just like no one ever performs it in karaoke. Though it would be funny to hear them playing Satisfied or Should Have Known Better as an ironic joke. Gotta love Don't Mean Nothing, where he/him keeps it real, re the industry, when in real life Marx equals the biggest fucking suck up.
He said that wow.
Yeah.
He don't hold back.
He continues. He did another tweet, a little shorter. Then Dykstra moves in for the kill. Weak bitch who had an into the music business because of who his father is. Got entry because of that and had a few pablum hits that appeal to the awful in the late 80s top 40 format, especially cat ladies. Right. No one ever sings his at karaoke because it sucks. Basically, he created the stuff for top 40 radio that anyone would be embarrassed to do.
Wow.
So,
yeah, well, hey, you know what? That could be true. Sadly, I got to say, I did like Richard Marx a little bit, just the heavier stuff.
I used to see you used to have a poster in his bedroom there.
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't go that far, but I do appreciate that if anybody has seen the Roadhouse movie and Patrick Swayze, he hooks up with that long-haired blonde girl. That is who Richard Marx snagged, so you got to respect him for that.
Yep.
But
he came out swinging. Richard Marx came back swinging. He said, you do love and admire the traitorous women beaters, don't you, tough guy?
Right.
Which of your arrests are most embarrassingly lame? Grand theft auto, identity theft, filing false financial statements, possession of cocaine, bankruptcy fraud, or indecent exposure.
He did. That's great. See?
Yeah.
You got to love that.
Yep. So
All
then he
right.
goes,
Keep going.
when Mark says about you admire the traitorous women beaters, don't you, tough guy? Dexter came back with, bitch, bet you won't say a word about Snoop Dogg, will you, you pussy? Your music sucks. And oh yeah, tough guy, anytime you want mano a mano, pussy, which is the most embarrassingly lame Marxist dickhead, calculated to be sufficiently top 40 radio-friendly song.
Yeah.
So he challenges him to a fight.
Isn't that sad though? I mean, dude, come on. I mean, we're supposedly all adults. When we were kids, you'd look at adults, oh, they got it all together. You'd listen to them, you'd have respect. Now that we're adults, we realize, why the fuck did we even listen and worry about that?
You could find an article on Google of Lenny Dykstra looking for his dentures in the dumpsters behind his Subway.
No way.
The deli Subway store. Yeah. He
Wow.
was supposed to he met a reporter there from one of these local papers, and they said, yeah, he's out back. Like, what happened? He's digging through the garbage. He says, I left my dentures on the tray when I was eating the sandwich, and I threw the tray away. So I'm looking, can you help me? So the reporter starts off his story like, I'm helping out Lenny Dykstra look for his dentures in a dumpster.
Well, he might be pissed because it just came out that the Mets are bringing back the old timers game finally.
Oh yeah,
they're bringing it back, and they say they probably won't invite him.
Probably, you think?
Yeah, they're probably not going to invite him. So
I think Ron Darling might have had a little something to do with that.
Yeah, maybe, but I do think that Nails, if he gets his shit together, he should be invited because he was integral part of that championship team for sure in the '86.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm looking up Richard Mark's wife.
He's on a whole different dimension though now. This guy, he'll fight anybody. He did a couple of those mixed martial fights anyway. He's in tune, man. I just wanted to share a little bit with you. You never know who's driving 65 miles an hour next to you.
Well, dude, that brings up a point that I want to talk about. The fact, now this is my theory, again, an IMO, in my opinion, I think that the internet and the speed of it and how fast it is causing major accidents on the road. Now, I could be wrong, but I'll tell you what, I drive the speed limit all the time, maybe a little bit over, and there are people who just seem like even the speed limit or 5 minutes over. In a residential area, you're going, 35, whatever? People are going 55 down the roads. And it's because they're so used to instantaneous results and gratification. Nobody has patience anymore. And a great example is on the road. That's another homework assignment for you guys. But you tell me, am I wrong?
I live in a dead end street, so I don't see too many cars, man. I stay home a lot.
Yeah, so. Dude, you're lucky. You got that. What about you, Jerk3? What do you think?
Some acreage. I'll tell you about the squirrels and shit, but
what do you think, Jerk3?
As far as instant gratification all day, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, jerk it all the time, man.
Yeah, it's like there really isn't any shortage of that.
But nobody has patience anymore, and that's why people are getting in fights and getting. Yeah. It's because of COVID and because of
or just society in general is just so stressful. Like everything is now, and it's technology obviously doesn't help. We have everything. It's from our food to like our workplace to what we do at home. Everything is instantaneous. So it's just that's the culture. It's just we've adopted this that we have to have everything now. And, and there's no patience.
I've read the.
I can't drive Van Hagar sucks. I love that, Dave B. Well done, well said. Although Sammy Hagar is cool as hell. I don't know if anybody knows, ever listened to him in an interview. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's very cool.
The same talk went around when the steam car and the gasoline engine car were scaring the horses off the streets, and the Morse code was replaced by the telephone, and information was flowing at a faster pace, and then the transatlantic cable came into play, and everybody was so worried about the things happening faster, and they were, especially with the telephone.
See, there's a great example of jerk one. I don't know half the shit he said.
Yeah.
It sounded super smart, and he's right. Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's definitely the brains of the operation.
Embrace this shit, man.
Oh, I definitely
you're
do.
getting the creme de la creme right now. It doesn't get any newer than what it is right now.
I agree.
He's got a whole brain. I just got this little piece right here. See it? That's all
I
got.
agree. I agree. I just do think that there's good things about it, and there's also some drawbacks, and that's society's patience. Like nobody. Think about the attention span of people nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost like tweakers.
Bathtub.
Whoa, sorry about that.
Jenny.
You got a sponsor.
Bathtub. Bathtub.
Nice. Jenny's bathtub. Does Jenny come with the bathtub?
Here.
Woo! Wow.
That was our sponsor. Let me play that again. It was top of the hour, and the commercial went cut right in.
Wow, that's excellent. Wow, we've been on an hour. Does it feel like it?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Oh, it does? I'm having fun.
One more time. They paid.
I'm loving it, man.
Me too. Me too.
Listen, this is a band called Bathtub Jenny. They paid a lot of money to get on this podcast, first and foremost. So we
That's
told
a
them
great name.
Yeah, we told them we give them top of the hour. So their new album is called Poo Sorbet, and this is all they gave me. And they said they're going to give me some sample music and stuff that we can play later.
I designed the cover.
That is classic.
Check out this cover.
So let's put this on here for the viewers there.
Okay.
Bathtub.
Jenny.
Bathtub. Bathtub. Jenny.
Jenny.
Check out Fred Scobita.
Let's see. Oh, that's classic.
Yeah. So for what it's worth, I hear the music's pretty good. It's a combination of like classical piano and Chinese thrash music and like some and like Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama stuff.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt, but we do have to pay the bills.
Yes.
So
Bathtub. And could you do that
Bathtub
one
Jenny's
more time?
Poo
Is that
Sorbet coming out March 1st at your local Sam Goody.
Not
Pick
only
it
that,
up. Pick it up now. Or
What are you in the
next Columbia stamp? So you can put the Columbia stamp on there. You get a CD sent to your house.
Bathtub Jenny.
Yeah, and Des made the cover.
Dude, you have to play that again because once we get big, people will be saying that at the water cooler. Bathtub.
Should you do it one more time?
Yes. Bathtub
right.
Jenny.
You know what? It's a good special. We're good to the people who want to sponsor us on that.
Bathtub Jenny.
Bathtub. Jenny.
Yeah, there it is.
Bathtub. Jenny.
I love it. Yes.
I want to see if I can pause it right here.
Shout out to Jenny Garth from 90210.
There.
That's how old we are. Whoa.
42 times.
Bathtub Jenny Poo Sorbet. Wow.
Yeah.
Jerk one, did you notice the tattoo on the left arm?
What's that say? 42 times 40, 42.
Yeah.
Good deal.
That's great.
Nobody caught that all these years.
Wow. I thought they were ripping off Tool. That's a great song by Tool.
Yeah.
I think
no, isn't that 46 and 2? It's 46 and 2.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm special ordering this one before it
Bathtub
flies off the shelves. Okay.
Bathtub.
Jenny.
Jenny.
I love it.
Bathtub.
Jenny. Yes.
I want to hear that when I get off a flight.
Jenny Garth.
Or when I get on
That's
a
the only Jenny I know.
Anyways.
Oh, Jennifer Garner. Jenny Garner. Here's a question for you. Now, again,
Thanks,
I'm not bringing any education. Jerk 2 is not bringing any education to the. Here's a question for you. Jennifer Gardner, super hot, right? Great lady, right? Ben Affleck has kids with her. He's set for life. He has to go and take care of business again for the second time with J-Lo. Me personally, I think Jennifer Garner wins. What do you guys think? I think Jennifer Garner, in other words, if I was Ben, I would have stayed with Jennifer Garner. I think she's hotter.
Can I be honest?
You don't care.
No. I care because you care. But
That was the non-answer.
yeah, no. For I like top A company actresses. I don't care too much about it. I like the ones that have to work a little harder. The ones the C level, the D ones, the porn actresses, stuff like that.
Oh, those. Okay.
I'm more like the ones that haven't made it to the top.
Yeah, I understand.
A
Like the
little more,
girl.
I can't. If she can't afford the best doctor, that's good. I like that. It's pure.
Well, there's Jennifer Garner. That's perfect. She's not like A-list. She's not Jennifer Lopez, and she should be. The girl next door look is very appealing to me.
Give me the homegrown Cam.
I gotta take a look at her. I can't even put a face to her. Jennifer Garner.
She does the commercials. What's in your wallet? That girl.
Nice.
What's in your wallet?
Hopefully her.
Yeah, she's all right.
Yes, hopefully her, Jeffrey. Well said.
Yeah.
Plus Jennifer J-Lo, I mean, not to disparage her at all, but I mean, she's Jenny from the block. She's been around the block a lot. No offense.
Oh yeah. How many engagement rings has she collected?
Yeah, no offense. I mean, she's a mom. She's got kids. I don't want to offend her
It's
at
like
all.
throwing a hot dog down the Holland Tunnel.
Oh, I wasn't going there.
That's an old classic.
Had to go.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Since we're talking about music, can I do a rap that I made tonight?
Let's do it. Go for it.
I'm thinking of doing my own rapping stuff here too. Maybe I'll sponsor an album.
Okay.
I'll give you just a couple of lines here. It's called "A Compton State of Mind."
Let's hear it.
Yeah, Bobby B. It's time, Bobby B. Bobby B. The begin now, straight out of the lifeless dungeons of rap. The wig drops deep, as does my compass. I never giggle, cause the giggle is the grandfather of rompass. Beyond the wall of knickers, life is defined. I think I'm getting high when I'm in a Compton state of mind. Boop, boop, doop, doop, boop.
Excellent.
Hope the fig got some dig. My big don't like no dirty rig. In a Compton state of mind. In a Compton state of mind. What more could you ask for, the tiny wig? You complain about your mom. I love it, though. Somebody still speaks for the big. I'm in a Compton state of mind. I'm rapping to the head, and I'm going to move your bed. Bright, amazing, crazy like a pineapple. Boy, I tell you, I thought you were fucking green as an apple. I can't take your mom. You can't take the banana. I would have tried to snooze. I guess I got no arcana. As I'm rapping to the bed, and I'm going to move your head. Yes, I'm in a Compton state of mind. I'm in a Compton state of mind. Wrap this shit up now. When I was young, my grandfather had a chapel. I was kicked out with no dapple. I never thought I'd see that grapple. Ain't a soul alive that could take my grandfather's snapple. A crazy gun is quite the stun. Thinking of getting high, yes. Thinking of getting high in the Compton state of mind. Compton state of mind. Peace in the AL East.
Compton state of mind. I love it. Compton state of mind.
Down with that shit.
Not as good as Bathtub Jenny, but I'll give it to you.
Wow, that changed my life a little bit. I don't know if that's a good way to.
Jenny.
We down with that? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I love it. That's super talent.
Yeah.
That shows how
man.
educated you are. That shows
I
how
think
educated.
everybody should do one once a week now. Bring it on.
Well, you know what? I'm going to add to that. I saw a great meme this week of whoever enjoyed the Super Bowl halftime show
Right.
due for their first colonoscopy or monthly colonoscopy or something. Like, what did Jerk One? Did you even tune in for the Super Bowl halftime show or no?
No, not the halftime show. I walked out.
You did? Okay, gotcha. What about you, Jerk Three?
I checked it out, and like everybody's making a big deal. Oh, Snoop Dogg was smoking a J before the show. Like, come on, man. Like that's the only thing they could find wrong with the halftime show.
Right. Well,
Legal in California?
Yeah, or 50 Cent. Oh man, check him out. He looks like $1.25 now. He gained so much weight.
That's classic. I mean,
did he have his mask on when he was smoking?
Yeah. He's like supersized 2 quarters. What do you get?
Yeah, it's got. You know what? I mean, hey, I get it. Everybody's sensitive. I'm totally with it. I get it. You got to be like sensitive to other people. But I mean, it never hurt. Once in a while, you gotta get your chops busted. I mean, you gotta it's fun. You know what I mean? My daughter told me the greatest line the other day. She was telling me that this dude's like mean to all the girls in her class. And when she first got in the class, this dude, now my daughter's kind of small for her age. So he comes up to the mean kid comes up to the boy that she's talking to, and he goes, "Why are you talking to her?" He goes something to the effect of, "She's as tall as you sitting down." She told me this like she told me this like looking for sympathy. I started laughing. I was like, "Come on, that's a good one." I mean, it really is. But to go back to why I was asking you guys is because, yeah, I mean, seeing Eminem do his thing, I thought he was great. He did 8 Mile and stuff, and it was cool seeing that. But I mean, the Snoop Dogg situation. Again, we don't want to get into politics. We don't want to get into craziness, but he's in hot water, and I can't believe.
Yeah. Is he in trouble?
Yeah, he's in hot water, supposedly, allegedly, and hey, man, the money train was going on, and that Super Bowl halftime show was not going to be stopped, and he was allowed. I cannot believe in the Me Too movement that has been going on in the last couple of years that no one has raised a stink about that. Snoop Dogg is like the dude. Remember Gotti? He was what they call him, Teflon Don.
Well, he's no stranger to controversy. I mean,
correct.
He had the murder trial.
Yeah, and I love him. Like, he does a lot of great things. He runs a football league for the kids.
Yeah,
and all that. But
he was scared. He was scared to death of Suge Knight. You know that it came down to a point where it was like he was about to get killed by Suge Knight.
Yeah, I mean, but in this, so many powerful people have been canceled.
Yeah.
You know what? Snoop Dogg's allowed to just deflect.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what happens because again, allegedly, there's credible witnesses who said what went down. Wow. He was in violation, and but again, the money train in the NFL was not going to be stopped. So that's
okay. So why did Snoop Dogg cuddle up to the white girl?
a lot of gin and juice.
Well,
to Martha Stewart.
When you have all that power, you know
what? Like you said earlier, the people up top, they say, you know what, this person and that person might make a good couple. Let's get them together.
Yeah. I mean, the story goes that he was in a club and he cornered a girl, and that's what's going on about that. But that's all alleged. But I'm still, you know what? In this day and age, I was shocked that he was allowed to appear. I was like, man. Right. I mean, Matt Lauer and all those dudes, were kicked out the door. I mean, don't get me wrong. Matt Lauer maybe have done 20 times worse, but still. Yeah. Me too. It's supposed if you breathe wrong, that's what I'm going to tell my son. I'm going to say, dude, whatever you do not say hi and bye. That is it.
Right.
And anything else, make sure you got it on camera so you know that you didn't do anything wrong.
She's a good cook.
No,
you're right. Jerk too. That's great advice. And you know what? Same thing for my youngins, man. You got it, like the way things are this day and age. I mean, dude, it's like you look at somebody a certain way, you get charged with reckless eyeballing,
right?
And it is just not kosher out there, brothers.
Well, no. At least now you got your COVID masks on. You can tongue the ladies without them seeing you.
Well, the girl that. The deal, just so everybody knows, the girl is seeking $10 million. So, and her claim is that Snoop and his best friend, forced her to have oral sex. So he basically came out 2 days ago. Now, this is after he performed, and he said the allegations of sexual assault are simply meritless.
Oh, this just happened too?
That's his stand.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would think that there would be stuff in his past if that was the case. I mean, he did, come from a lifestyle that was maybe, lent itself to that. But I mean, I never saw Snoop as with that style. I mean, he's always kind of avoiding drama. And he always seemed like he had a really good way about him. I mean, he just seemed like a good person all around. Always. I just.
Whoa, Jerk 3, seriously? No, come on. in the beginning when he had nothing to lose and he didn't think he was going to be a superstar. I mean, go back.
Oh, back then, yeah, right. But I
He's like-
didn't hear. But you didn't hear a lot about sexual assault. You heard it. You just heard about like gangbang, like drugs, guns. You know, I'm just saying. Usually, it follows suit. Like you would. You know, maybe we'll hear something like that. Maybe somebody else will come out and say, "Oh yeah, like he did this to me too." You know. But
You didn't have any money then.
You're right.
I just say, you know what? I agree with you. I
You wanna
agree.
bang chicks, be poor, and they will come after you.
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna just get away with it. I do. You know, it's unfortunate, but
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's if there's truth to it, and it's something he did, and there's justice to be served, and it's an unfortunate situation. But if it's, you know, if
his
it's
camp is saying that it's Marylis. They appear to be part of a self-enrichment shakedown scheme. I've never heard that before.
well, I mean, if it is a shakedown, I mean,
Where have you been? Under a rock?
To extort Snoop Dogg right before he performs at Sunday's Super Bowl. Her scheme involves concocting, good word since you know it is about the cock, a legal complaint as anonymous Jane Lowe plaintiff, and knowing full well it can be a public document, filing this complaint late Wednesday. To be clear, his name is Calvin Brodus, Snoop Dogg's real name. And it says, has never had any sexual encounter whatsoever. Her shakedown scheme is disgraceful. Her attempt to use the courts to advance this scheme is shameful and does a disservice to real victims. And then Snoop supposedly went to his Instagram where he appeared to make a post referring to Jane Doe as a gold digger. So there you have it.
That's Kanye West line. You can't use that.
That's true.
That's bullshit.
There's two things.
He just bought himself another lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's true. What do you want to say, Jerk 3?
Oh, no, I was just going to say to Jerk 1 is that I tried to shake him down, and all I got was a World War II memorabilia. But the second point I was trying to make that he sung, and I was unsuccessful, and he sung it on eBay. But the second
you can't
point
sell that shit, man.
Yeah. The second thing has to do with Kanye West.
Why do you think I gave it to you?
Yeah, I think he was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he said something to the effect of like, how much does the earth cost? I want to buy the earth. And when I buy the earth, I'm going to become king. And he's like going on this whole, tirade of like what he's going to do with everybody once he owns the earth. I mean, this dude is batshit crazy.
What's this, Kanye?
Well said. Yeah, Kanye West. He's great too. He's great. He's got some great music.
I want him on the show.
But he's got money, dude. He's got money. Yeah. It changes the way you think. Okay. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I want him on the show, and you know what my first question is going to be?
What?
Dad ass.
Yeah, she's another one. I mean,
come on.
Great, she does, but she's got miles, man. No offense to her. I mean, no offense.
You know what? She's almost a lawyer.
Yeah.
She's working hard.
That's true. Now, there's a question for you. Do you think Pops, if he was still alive, would approve of his 3 daughters and how they live their lives? What do you think?
Botox.
Considering he smuggled OJ evidence out of the house, he has no morals, and I don't think he gives a shit. I agree. That is a great statement. That was a bombshell when I heard that.
Yeah.
Well said.
You're not supposed to do that when you're a lawyer.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good point. Yeah, well, Kanye West, I mean, what is the deal where he was held, like he held himself up in like a stadium and he was going to record his album and he never did that, and now he's hooked up with Antonio Brown, who is another super talented dude who's kind of going off the rails.
He built houses for the homeless. He made a whole little village with these modular homes. He didn't get permits for it. He had to take them down, but he's an active guy. He's busy.
Yeah, it's just, I wish that I wish them the best. Snoop Dogg, Kanye West. I wish them all the best. I hope there's kids involved. They got kids, man. Their kids are all, not that their kids care. They're gonna hit the money train when they get older.
Right. Hey, one thing here. We talk about life. I flashed it up before by accident. Little homework assignment.
Yep.
Death pool.
Nice.
Right.
Pick your celebrities, and the first one to win gets 3 deaths wins. And once someone has 2 deaths under their belt, we're going to redraft and pick replacements for any deaths that's incurred. Now,
Nice.
you don't have to go up to 20 if you don't want, but I think the more the better if we spread it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So think about it over the week or a couple of weeks so we can get this off the ground because time is ticking.
My first one is going to be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
You could do you get double points if the person's under 60. I don't know if you want to get involved with that. You could pick every person that's 90 plus and spread it out, or you could just say they're kind of worth a half a point. And if you want to say somebody under 70 is worth 5 points or do something like that, I'm willing to go through that if you want to be fair.
Okay. Well, I would say the first one.
Yeah, who are your guys or gals?
It's going to be, sadly, he's an icon, Tony Bennett. I mean, he cannot be lasting too much longer. I mean, I don't know if you've recently seen 60 Minutes, and he's got Alzheimer's and all that stuff. And I mean, he's awesome. I've actually had the great opportunity to meet him. He was a great dude, but yeah, he's on his way out. So he would be the number one, unfortunately.
He's your first pick?
Yeah, it's sad.
Actually,
mine is Norman Lloyd.
He's on my list too,
Norman
but he was
Lloyd?
my third.
Who's Norman Lloyd?
Norman Lloyd's 105, bro.
Who is that?
he spent all his time in the directing and producing of in the acting field. This is a guy.
No, you're thinking of Norman Lear.
You're thinking Norman Lear?
Norman Lear.
No, it's Norman Lloyd. I thought. Oh, okay. Maybe I am thinking of Norman Lear.
Norman
Lear's 99. He's my number one pick.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Dick Van Dyke?
What's that?
What about Dick Van Dyke?
Dick Van Dyke is right there. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's my idol. That dude is a great inspiration. Talking about getting old.
Yeah.
If you want to age, you got to age like Dick Van Dyke. That fucking dude. He was dancing the last year, doing all these things. I forget what it was for the Sound of Music Live or something.
Check out the thing he did with his wife. He just did some birthday thing with his wife on YouTube. Where he's doing a lap dance.
Yeah,
That's recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 more for you guys if you want to.
Go ahead.
You think he ever touched Mary Tyler Moore's boob?
I had to.
I hope for him he did.
There's a tattoo there.
She was a hottie.
Ooh.
Yep.
I'm thinking Clint Eastwood and Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, good choice.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, I didn't put him up there. I think he's going to live forever.
Oh, Clint Eastwood, that's a good one, and Mel Brooks. That's great. Yeah, they've been around for a while.
You got the Queen of England too.
You know what? You said we can go younger too, Jerk One.
Yeah.
Okay, Bam. What's a dude's name from Jackass? I don't think he's
Bam Margera.
Yeah, he's a mess.
We got to pick some.
I feel bad for him, man.
Well, dude, you got to throw Bob Barker up there. Bob Barker's old as hell.
Yeah, Bob Barker is.
Dead. He's dead. No.
No, he's 98.
Wow, he's still around.
Yeah. Yep. Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
He's dead, isn't he? He's dead.
Oh, dude, 98 years old.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's amazing, huh? Mel Brooks,
Now-
94.
Yeah, Robert.
I'm
Redford.
gonna cut into the celebrity death pool first, or the death pool in general. Do you guys want to last that long?
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, quality of life, bro. It's all about quality of life.
Right. Like, do you want to live to where your kids have to take care of you? I do not.
No way.
And you know what's weird too? I want to know this too from you guys. You know how you could always look ahead at what you want to do in the next 5 years and 10 years and whatever it is, a house, new car, whatever it is. I cannot, for the life of me, picture myself old and gray.
No. Getting pushed around in a wheelchair, shitting yourself. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, but I want to.
You want to?
I do want to, only because I came late to the game as being a dad. It's late. So I don't want to leave. My pops left this earth when when I was 40-ish something, and I still couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to be a little mature. So when they're 40, I'm going to be 90.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. That's what's freaking me out. I can't picture myself, and I'm thinking, does that mean I'm going to? Because here's the thing: my pops died 78, and my grandfather died at 78.
Wow.
So does that mean that I'm fucked? That's it for me?
Not necessarily. My grandfather died at 95, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna live. I mean, my mom's side is pretty strong like that, but my dad's side's kind of like not so much. So, who knows?
Hey, we got the guy from Barney Miller too. Remember
Which one?
Hal Linden, 88.
Hal Linden.
That's my dark horse there.
We don't have the lady who just died, the oldest Patriots fan from Maine, 106. She just died today.
Dude, how about Burt Bacharach?
She was the oldest fucking.
Burt Bacharach's alive, 96.
Yeah, Burt Bacharach. And then we just had some recent deaths like Betty White.
Right.
She don't count anymore. That's water under the fridge.
She does not.
Yeah.
I was never a Betty White fan either. Never watched Golden Girls. Never watched Hot in Cleveland. I don't know, for some reason, like the Golden Girls. Now, be honest. Did you guys ever watch Golden Girls?
I did.
Yeah, my wife loves it. I never watched it.
No, why would I watch that, Mike?
Sure. I'm fucking glad. There you go.
I saw it when I was a kid. Like I saw it, it was like on in the house. Like my parents were watching.
Right. Dude, everybody loved that fucking show. Everybody. And speaking about shows that I hate fucking Friends. I might be the only one who hates Friends.
I
hate that fucking show. But my wife and everybody fucking loves this show. But you know what? We said we weren't getting political, but I am gonna. And I'll tell you why. You know what? I love that Black Lives Matter. And I'll tell you why. Because they're right. You look at some of the shows. Friends is a great example. There is not one African American on that show. You want to talk about white privilege?
Yeah. Like, what if they lived in a neighborhood where there were no blacks living there?
Fucking New York, come on, dude.
What if there's no places where there's like more than 4 whites can gather together without being seen as not being fair?
What place in New York City do you know that you can't walk in and see a diverse culture?
Don't know, but the whole country isn't New York City, though. But they live in New York City, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that, you know what, people do talk about the white privilege, and it is true. And I'm white, and I can say, like, all the shows back in the day, there is not any. I can see what they're talking about. Like, nowadays, it's starting to get equal. And I'm starting to see it, and I'm like, shit, you never see a commercial with an African-American in it. Now you see them all the time. Now you see shows, and you're like, it makes me realize that I know what, if I was an African American, I would be bitching about that too. That I never, we take for granted. You're a kid, you have heroes. You have anybody on TV in the 70s and 80s growing up as an African American?
Dr. J. Dr. J. Art Russ Jr.
Besides the sports figure, Art Russ Jr. was the best broadcaster. I will say better than Howard Stern.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. Art Russ Jr. was great. He was before, look him up, young people. Art Rush Jr. was the best. He was great.
Those are the folks I listen to.
Too, but
I listen to Bill Cosby. I have all of Bill Cosby's comedy records. I listened to him when I was in 4th grade, 5th grade. Didn't know he was black. Didn't matter. Learn the stories of Philadelphia that way.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm just saying, like, and I'll be honest with you. I'll be brutally honest with you. When I would always hear about African Americans griping and stuff, I'd be like, come on, it really, like, what's the big deal? But since this Black Lives Matter, I have been converted, because if you see TV and media the way it is now, it has totally changed. And honestly, it should have been that way the whole time. And it wasn't.
Well, that's why they invented black and white television, dude.
So.
What about the Asians, though? Don't Asian lives matter? What about Hasidic Jewish lives matter? How about Filipino lives matter?
They absolutely all do, and that's why.
So there you go. So it's not just black lives, though.
No, it's not, and they all do. They absolutely all do, and that's what I mean. Going forward, one thing I'm happy about for our kids is that, it seems like everybody's going to be on equal playing fields moving forward, possibly, and. To me, that's good. That's a change that I can embrace. What about you, Jerk 3? What about you, Jerk 1? What do you guys think?
I have a joke.
Yeah.
In response, a little girl was leading her dog through the park when an old man stopped her, saying, "That's sure a pretty dress you're wearing." The little girl smiled. "Thank you, sir. My mama bought it for me. This is my dog, Porky." The old man chuckled. "I bet you a nickel I can guess why you call him that." She shook her head. "I bet you can't." The old man laughed. You call him Porky because he's so fat. She shook her head. No, sir. We call him that because he fucks pigs.
Dude. Wow.
And I did say, Jerk 3, I did say he was the educated one.
I got another one if you want to hear. I just had to start reading it. You say, oh.
That is classic.
Okay, this has to do with inequity in America. I can relate to this, you know.
Go ahead.
Or maybe you can. I don't know.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
These two poor kids, they go to a birthday party at a rich kid's house. And the kid is so rich, he has his own swimming pool, and all the kids go in. They're changing afterwards. One of the poor kids says to the other one, did you notice how small the rich kids' penises were? Yes, says his friend. It's probably because they've got toys to play with.
Oh, dude. What just happened?
Yeah.
What did one butt cheek say to the other butt cheek?
What?
Together we can stop this shit.
Wow.
Okay. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm with you. We've been doing this an hour and a half. Maybe we've kind of hit the point where we're like, okay, let's cut bait. You think?
Yeah, we got to wrap the shit up, you know, for the folks. They want to have more. We haven't had any takers for the. We got some comments here. I was kind of snoozing.
Yeah,
on the
can you
comments.
read them? What are they saying?
Yeah, it says. Well, do you see them all or no?
I do not see them. No, do you see them,
only
Jerk
see 'em
3?
if I put them up. You only see them if I put them up, huh? So we got a Dirt Star School from David B.
Okay.
David Jerk 1 just said Mike Jerk 1 needs a beating.
Yeah.
Tootie.
Right.
Flava Flav. Now there's the man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
And now he talks about chubby people. That's probably going back to our Super Bowl talk. I'm sorry, commenters. I was kind of sleeping at the wheel there. For trying to find the best dirty jokes. Nobody seems to be interested in our Paul Anka ticket giveaway. Those are two.
Save them for next week.
They're really good. Well, the show is February 22nd, and our next show is February 24th. So
wow.
Unless you have a fucking time machine, you're not going to see Paul Anka. Although if you had a time machine, I would recommend seeing Paul Anka maybe 50 years ago, if that's the case. So I don't know how you're going to win this one.
And the show's still going on, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It is. I checked. The show is on.
Huh.
Paul Anka wrote for Buddy Holly. You know that?
What's that?
He wrote for Buddy Holly right before Buddy Holly died.
No way.
Yeah.
I just heard a Buddy Holly story that right before he goes on the plane, Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on the plane with him.
Right.
I think it was Waylon Jennings or Merle Haggard, one of those country icons. I think it was Waylon Jennings. I'll look it up. And he flips a coin. Or no, he doesn't even flip a coin. He says to the Big Bopper, Chantilly Lay's got a pretty face and a bony tail hanging around. He says to him, you're sick. I feel bad for you. You take the seat. I'll take the bus.
Nice.
And the rest is history. They made it only like 100, 200 yards away from where they were playing that night. And they crashed in the field. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Jeez. You never know,
and
man.
Real quick, what song was written?
There's no quick. There's a few. What's that?
What song was written because of that plane crash?
Oh, come on. Is our audience like 12-year-olders?
Maybe if they get it right, they get the Paul Anka tickets.
Well, now we're talking here. Let's push those things, man. We can't let those go to waste. The man's on life support. He's out there fucking rocking it. Get on out there. And it's Fort Lauderdale, for Pete's sake. I mean, what else could he ask for? I'm not going to pay your flight. I'm not going to send you down there. But if you want to send me down there, I will.
Right. He is good, for sure. And now the end is here.
Well, this was good. I think we'll do it again. I know some people. We've got some comments and stuff.
Are they? It seems like they're all from the same person.
Yeah. David B's got a lot on his mind. That doesn't mean he's bored. It just means he's got a lot on his mind on that. Okay, that's all good. But what we're going to do is get this out to people. They'll listen to it at work. They'll listen to it on their boring ass drives, wherever the hell they're going.
Right.
they'll keep it up like that. And we're going to do a weekend to put on a great show.
You don't miss that, do you, Jerk One? You don't miss the commute, do you?
Actually, I love the commute. You know why?
Why?
It was the only time I was alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wasn't at home and I wasn't at work. It was great.
Wow.
Think about that.
That makes sense.
How long of a commute was it?
What's that?
How long of a commute was it?
Hour 15 each way.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, right now for the viewers there, I just kind of chill out at home. I do my own thing. I'll work when I want. You want to work, you don't want to work. And this was my dream ever since I was 14, and I deliver newspapers. I delivered it to one place. I remember it exactly. It was the second day working. It was about 2/3 of the way into the second day.
Yeah.
I said to myself, this is bullshit, man, this whole working thing. So let me put in the time. I hung out with some old guys that showed me the way. And the path I did follow. I even turned down a sea bass dinner and job interview to stick with my crappy job. Yeah. He even said on the phone, we're having sea bass. I said, oh, sea bass. No. Sorry, no.
Like Chilean sea bass?
I probably could have got it if I asked. I just wasn't ready to take the step yet,
Yeah. Now, you know what?
So I got the straight and narrow, and I got the fuck out when I got tired of it. And that's it. Now I'm rolling okay. And, we may have the tires may not have all the air in it, but we're rolling,
Right, you are, dude. I'm impressed. I mean, for anybody who knows, Jerk One, this is his creation. He created it. All this stuff that's happening. I mean, we are, Jerk One and Jerk Three really made this happen.
Send the hate mail to me. Send and the letter bombs to me. And,
yeah. But I know we said we're not going to mention anything for next podcast, but we're looking forward to the next podcast. I want to talk about your retirement schedule, because what I find, I work from home now, and I believe Jerk 3 does too.
Yeah.
I think it's so weird. It's like, I think I have all this time all day long, and I look up and I'm like, shit, it's fucking 2 o'clock already.
You have less time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like I'm looking more at the clock being at home than I did at my regular job. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Do you find that too, Jerk One?
Yeah. I could reveal a retirement plan for you and how money laundering works in the context of malicious hacking and cryptocurrency and the most efficient way to erase one's tracks. That's coming next week.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Like Lickstein or whatever her name is.
Yeah, and how much tax havens play a role in laundering and hacking money and stuff. So we're doing some due diligence on that. So we're going to hook up our listeners with the best retirement plan. And you know what? If you screw up, you get the 3 hots and a cot and a Fed pen. It ain't so bad.
It isn't bad. And you know what? The show Three Jerks Trying to Make It Work has gone full circle, because we mentioned Ricky Schroeder. You just mentioned money laundering.
Yeah.
Ricky Schroeder was in Silver Spoons with Justin Bateman, who is in Ozark, which is on Netflix, which is, what is it about? Money laundering.
No shit.
Dude, you would love it, Scotty. You have Netflix?
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. Trailer Park Boys, #1 in the hood.
Right, but I'm sorry, Jerk One. You would love it, Jerk One.
Yeah.
You got to watch it if you get a chance. It's all about money laundering, and Jerk One, it's right up your alley because you just mentioned it. It's called Ozark.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're the second person that said I should check it out. So.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, you are actually.
It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
Oh man, I'm gonna give our listeners something. If go on YouTube, check out Angry Grandma, check out Wes Watson, check out LA Beast, check out Hobo Shoestring, check out Slab City Jack, check out Bald and Bankrupt.
Yes.
These are people putting it all out there.
Are you
These aren't
mentioning
shout outs to
you send to me all the time, or you don't want to mention them?
What's that?
Can we mention the other 2 that you always send to me, or you don't want to mention them?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, whatever.
Cartnarks.
Oh, Cartnarks, yeah.
Yep, and then Best Damn Roofer.
Best Damn Roofer, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta throw him in there, and check out that content. Those people are off. You know what? Since we're doing that, We're going to do a little tribute just really quick before we go. I got this guy's name. Everybody needs to check him out. And I'm sure Jerk 3 knows who I'm talking about. This dude's name is, where the hell is it? I just lost it. His name is Josh Newman, I believe. He just, do you know him, Jerk 3?
Yeah, we I do I know a little bit. I couldn't tell you enough. I don't know enough to really speak intelligently on a topic, but
okay.
I know of this person.
Just make fart noises then.
His name is Josh Newman, and you spell Newman Neumann. 22 years old. This dude, all he did was go around the world and skateboard at 70 miles an hour. And dude, that's what I'm saying. You need to YouTube him and you need to Instagram him and see. It is sick. Josh Newman, rest in peace, dude. You lived your life 22 years.
Hardcore.
And he had one of his favorite sayings. I hope I don't fuck this up. It's he goes, "People who mind don't matter, and people who matter don't mind." How about that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, man.
That's pretty
Josh
sick.
Newman. Sick fucking dude. Sick dude.
I love it. I love it, Jerk too.
All right. Well, who wants the last word? Anybody, or are we?
What do you think, Scotty? You want Jerk one?
I want to say if you save time, when do you get it back? And if 9 out of 10 people suffer from diarrhea, does that mean the 10th one enjoys it? What makes something funny? Tune in next week.
That's great.
How you like that? That's pretty fancy, huh? I made that up myself.
Perfect. Well, you know what I'm thinking? We need to create like a closer, like a thing at the end. Maybe Jerk 3 could come.
Yeah,
up
I was actually gonna do that, and I thought of that when we were making the intro, and I was like, we really need something to close out the show. For now, you could just use the opener, close it out.
Yeah. And you know what? Ode to the people who stuck around this whole time.
Big salute, man. People like train wrecks,
I was gonna say, I mean, either we're a train wreck or we should have confidence that we're built to last.
Yeah, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, everybody have a great week, and we will see you same time, same place next week.
That's it. Rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave with
Donna, it's James. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'd like to go to sleep. And the drums and the singing are going like crazy.
This is the Vocal Super Fry.
Fuck it up, this will be the best. This will be the time. This will be the game yourself. This will be the bad enough. Take your time. Take your time. Give it a beer. Got the alcohol. This is the uniform. This is Wisconsin.
About time you learned to turn down the doggone noise and shut up that idiot.
That isn't that. Look at those clouds. They're beautiful. And it's, oh, geez, they have like